Hi, Mark here from LoganFiles.com. Today we're going to be discussing Wolverine Weapon X #1. The issue starts off in Colombia where we see 3 kids playing with some insects, and all of a sudden all 3 kids are shot in the head. Next we see a villager returning back to his village only to find out that his whole village has been massacred. He gets a strange feeling. He swipes at someone behind him with a machete. The person blocks the machete with their hand, and it doesn't cut their hand off, so something unique there. Later that night, we see a group of militia people planning and plotting to take over a coal mine that was been recently taken over by a U.S. company. And just when they decide to go back and take over the coal mine, one of the guys sees that that villager has come running up to talk to him. They try to talk to him, but they realize something's stuck in his throat. Next thing you know, the villager finally upchucks the whatever was in his mouth. They all look down to see what was in his mouth. It was a gas grenade, and it blows up, and all the guys go running out of the room that they were in, only to come outside and get sniped in the head by our mysterious strangers. The leader of the militia tries to swipe out one of the mystery men, only to miss and get stabbed in his back. 3 gleaming claws protrude out his chest, and he drops to his death. The mystery men, before they leave, drop an ace of spades on the guy that has a skull and crossbones on it. Next, we're in San Francisco at the Civic Center station. There, Wolverine is passed out drunk in the subway when 2 hoodlums come up upon a lady, try to rob her of her belongings. They hear Wolverine snoring, so they go to bother him. Wolverine quickly cuts off the guy's hand that had the gun. The other guy grabs the lady and puts a gun to her head. Wolverine asks him nicely to let her go, otherwise we're going to do things the hard way. And of course, they do things the hard way, and Wolverine has to pop his claws in his backside. The lady tries to thank Wolverine, explains that she's Melita Garner from the Post, that she's a reporter, and she would like to talk to him. Of course, Wolverine doesn't give her a second chance and walks off. Wolverine goes down to the docks where he meets up with Maverick, who gives Wolverine information on a company that is restarting the Weapon X program, and thinks that Wolverine should go down and check it out. Next we see Wolverine in Washington at the Blackguard Research Facility. It's been abandoned. It's somewhere along the Canadian border. Wolverine breaks in, only to find a familiar sight. Guard dogs all slaughtered to death. He starts looking around and realizing this place looks just like the Weapon X facility that he escaped from. He goes up and finds one of the setup to make a super soldier in. He realizes it's just like the one that they used to make him in, only there's one problem. He looks around the room and there's 12 of these setups to make 12 super soldiers. So we know at least there's 12 super soldiers that were made here. That finishes off the book. It was an excellent book. There was several variant covers to this book. There was the first cover here with Wolverine and his claws sticking out towards the camera. The second 50-50 variant was an Adam Kubert cover with him with his Weapon X helmet, which is quite nice. There is a third variant. It's a 1 in 20 variant. Wolverine in his new costume, kind of kneeled over, looking forward. There was another 1 in 20 variant. This one has Wolverine charging, quite nice. The 1 in 100 variant was a sketch edition of Adam Kubert's art, which looks fantastic. I'm glad to see he's doing stuff for Marvel. And there's also one other book from Dynamic Forces that I don't currently have right now, but I'll be getting soon, and I'll show you that by next issue. Alright, I was just finishing up the editing on the Wolverine Weapon X series, and I received the Dynamic Forces variant cover today.
And I'm going to show you that right now. There it is. This is the variant cover that Dynamic Forces put out. There's nothing special about this. All there is that in the corner. That is pretty pathetic of Dynamic Forces. So if you're out to get that copy in your collector, it does exist, but as far as it being special in any way, they were talking about it being a negative art cover. That didn't happen, and then they started calling it virgin art. It's basically just a copy of the regular cover with their logo. Kind of boring.
This book is well written. There's a lot of cool stuff that happens in it. Wolverine and versus 12 other guys with claws and possibly healing factors is quite cool. I can't wait for the big brawl between all of them. And seeing Maverick again is great. I haven't seen him since Wolverine Origins when he got all shot up. The art is fantastic. This book is definitely one that keep collecting, and I hope to see you next issue.